your hands together for this year's Crufts Utility Group Judge, Derek Smith.
And so here comes our judge being led out by Anne MacDonald. It is Mr. Derek Smith. He judged Best in Show last year here and, of course, selected that magnificent West Highland White Terrier. He won his first CC in 1967 and his last as recently as 2014. 47 years of top-class winning with his own rough collies.
A real dog man, Derek, yes.
We shall now have
and an absolute excellent handler. So he's going to have a good time there, I'm sure. But here come the contestants.
And here is from the import register, the Korean Jindo. Now, this is a relatively rare breed. It's a national treasure in Korea, and it survived the China's overrunning of the country when a lot of them were massacred. They were used as hunting dogs and as guard dogs. And here we have the Korean Jindo.
The import register, yes. Good to see it. But now we come to the competition proper. That dog, of course, is not included.
Please show your appreciation to all of our utility best of breeds as they enter the Crufts main arena, led in by the Akita.
And here's the first of the Akita, first best of breed from the utility group, the Akita.
The Boston Terrier.
And the Boston Terrier, cute little chap.
The Bulldog.
Big cheers now for the Bulldog, the iconic breed of the United Kingdom.
The Canaan Dog.
And here is the Canaan Dog.
The Chow Chow.
And here's the Chow Chow. It's a typical gait.
The Dalmatian.
You can't mistake this one, the Dalmatian.
Free striding and wagging its tail.
The Eurasier.
The Eurasier. Developed from a crossover with the Chow.
The French Bulldog.
The French Bulldog.
Huge entry today for this breed.
The German Spitz Klein.
And here's the German Spitz, the smaller variety, the Klein.
The German Spitz Mittel.
This is the bigger sister or brother, the German Spitz Mittel.
The Japanese Akita Inu.
And here the Japanese Akita Inu. The bright
Japanese
colours.
Shiba Inu.
And it's very much smaller version. This is the Japanese Shiba Inu.
The Japanese Spitz.
And yet another Spitz, and from Japan, the Japanese Spitz, all white.
The Keeshond.
And quiet today, but they can be noisy. This is the Keeshond.
The Kooikerhondje.
The Kooikerhondje from a Dutch breed. Been transferred from the Gundog group to the utility
the
group.
The Lhasa Apso.
And the Lhasa Apso, popular breed.
The miniature Schnauzer.
Here's the ultra smart miniature Schnauzer.
The miniature Poodle.
First of 3 poodles. This is the miniature version.
The standard Poodle.
And the largest of the versions, the standard Poodle, striding out well.
The toy Poodle.
And followed on by the little toy Poodle, dressed just as smartly.
The Schipperke.
Here's the Belgian barge dog, the Schipperke.
The Schnauzer.
And here is the larger version. We saw the miniature earlier. This is the Schnauzer.
The Shar Pei.
And here's the Shar Pei, the distinctive outline of the Shar Pei.
The Shih Tzu.
And the Shih Tzu, again, a very popular breed.
The Tibetan Spaniel.
The little Tibetan Spaniel, full of character.
Yeah, they're cute.
Beautiful outline held across the
And finally, the
ring.
Tibetan Terrier.
And last, the Tibetan Terrier. Spectacular.
I shall now hand you over to Jonathan
whiskers.
Daltrey and Kim Silito-Beale to take you through the main judging of this utility group.
Thank you very much, Marina. I'm Jonathan Daltrey.
I'm Kim Silito-Beale.
And together we're going to have a look at this exciting lineup of utility breeds here at Crufts 2017.
And whilst our judge, Derek Smith, as Marina said, last year's 2016 Best in Show judge, takes his first...
So Derek Smith is having his first walk along the line. Frank knows the importance of this when they first come into the ring. It's vital, isn't it, that you get this good look. You see them run in, but then you get a chance to get close up.
Yes, he's taking in the outline and balance of the dogs, often the first indicator of correct breed type. The judge is measuring every dog against its breed standard and finding, he hopes, the one which is closest to perfection for the breed. That's how they can judge diverse breeds against each other. Which one is closest to perfection for its breed?
It's a question that's often asked, isn't it? How on earth can you judge one of these big dogs against one of these? Well, you don't judge them against anything other than the standard for that breed. Derek's first awarded CCs to Rough Collies, his own breed, 44 years ago, and he's judged several times the breed at Crufts. 27 times in total, not all at Crufts, of course. He was at Crufts in 1989. And he actually awards CCs in 30 breeds, which is
interesting
excellent.
to see all the black poodles together there, sort of clones of each other, but in a different size. And
all with this incredible clipping. My word, the amount of time. Highly presented, I think, is the best description of the breed, isn't it? So Derek's really taking his time here. He's having a good look.
Now he's taken them all in general outline. Now he's going to have the hands-on inspection, and here he'll be looking at the anatomy of the dog, feeling the shoulders, hindquarters, the body of the dog under the coat.
With an excellent entry of 102 dogs, he selected this bitch, number 5281, as his best of breed winner.
And the first one is the Akita. This one, champion Steckel's Love at First Sight. She's won a big entry today, and she's owned by Carolyn Faye Bevis from the Wirral with Rachel Kaur. Now, the Akita is the largest breed in the group and known for its vivid colours.
The breed has been used for hunting of
The Japanese breeds like bright colours in their breeds.
Well, this is a bitch, 3 years old, called Chanel. Jeff Corish was actually the judge for the breed, 102 of them. The Akita traces its origins back many centuries to the polar regions from where the Spitz-type dogs found their ways into the mountains of northern Japan.
And in its native Japan, it was used for hunting and fighting, developed in this style in America.
Well, on the table, we're looking at the lovely little Boston Terrier. This is a dog, just 22 months old, known as Blanco. That's his pet name. Champion Wild Axe White Sock is its kennel name. Liz Rankin is the owner. This dog's had 5 CCs and was the top dog in the breed in 2016. Very mischievous and lovely.
And this is a breed which takes his name from the town, the city where he was developed in America, in Boston. And at one time you had to be a resident of Boston before you could be a member of the breed club. They're a real Yankee Doodle dandy of a dog. They're smart, what we call Boston markings, with a desirable, the white neck, white socks, and a little white blaze. The smallest of the bull breeds, which has got some bulldog in his origins. Now, here is the best of breed from over 200 bulldogs today. It's Riccatori Roman King. Marvellous. He's a 3.5-year-old male and owned by Mr. and Mrs. Eaton from Staffordshire. And there's that sour-faced expression and this deep upturned underjaw. That's wonderfully sour face.
And one of Britain's oldest indigenous breeds. It's only 3.5 years old, this dog. You say called Roman. Its best, most important win is this year. But this breed, the Bulldog, now looks so smart. Where 20 years ago, you wouldn't have given them house room, really, some of them.
The breeders have worked very hard to make them healthier and sounder, freer moving, and without exaggeration.
That's moving so nicely, and you didn't see that a few years ago. It's wonderful to see.
Solidly built. The Bulldog.
And the next dog for our judge Derek Smith to go over is the Canaan Dog. They were judged today by Sarah Hemstock. There were 16 here, and Sarah chose this bitch, number 581.
And this is the head of the Canaan Dog. This one's called Asta, 5-year-old bitch, owned by Mrs. Ellen Minto, come from Lincolnshire. Best of breed here today, and the best result they've ever had. So this is a very loving dog. The national breed of Israel, the Canaan Dog.
It's thought that the breed goes back to the pariah dog of the Middle East. They're rather a feral dog. They've gradually become domesticated. This one showing they have a watchful temperament. This one full of confidence. It's nice to see one going freely and with confidence in this arena.
And very effective guarding dogs. They're very alert, very versatile.
And they have been used by the Israeli army for mine detection as well, so very useful.
Multi-purpose.
And here is the Chow Chow. And this one is Born Triumph Tiffany, and she's come all the way from Russia to win today. So see the judges examining her on the table. It's an option to have the Chow on the table or the floor. Beautiful square outline, strong bone and feet.
This is a 6-year-old bitch, in fact, called Tiffany. The Chow is related to the Spitz dogs of the Nordic type, and actually been known in China, where he was kept as a guard dog and also used for hunting for upwards of 2,000 years. I mean, it's a very ancient breed.
And in primitive China, sadly, it was an important food source, and its coat and skin were used for clothes too. But fortunately, we're now seeing them domesticated and valued as companions. Became very popular in Victorian times in the UK. There we are, beautiful scowling face, the broad skull and neat little ears, blue tongue and gums and dark pigmentation. Rather a stilted gait that comes from moderate angulation, so they're not big striding dogs. Absolutely breed typical in its movement, this one.
Another breed that is, its movement is very specific. The Dalmatian, this is, of course, the carriage dog of Regency times. It's a 2-year-old bitch called Heidi, this one, and has come from Hampshire today to take part. It's a very bubbly, extrovert dog. And these dogs have a very distinct appearance, black spotted or liver spotted, the spots standing out well on the white coat, but you never know when they're born what colour they're going to be in spots, because they're born white.
Now, the spotting is one of the desired features. They had to be elegant, they had to stride alongside horse-drawn carriages. So free movement and decorative spotting made them very popular. They used to guard the stables at night, an all-purpose dog. Now, here's the Eurasier. This is developed in Germany, and it was developed by crossing a Chow with a German Spitz. This one, North Lakes Adonis with Canefelici, and it's come from Hertfordshire. So another Spitz breed.
And of course, it is a breed which is specially designed. It's been one of those really successful designs, coming, as you've said, Frank, from Europe. You can see his antecedents there as you look at him standing.
Yes, lighter than the Chow and bigger than the German Spitz, but with this harsh off-standing coat, this wedge-shaped head and sharply pricked ears, and a tail carried over the back. They are the Spitz features. Very, very handsome.
Really excellent entry of 230. In fact, leapfrogging the Dalmatian and the Tibetan Terrier to become the second.
On the table, one of the most popular breeds here today, certainly 230 of them took part. This is the French Bulldog. This one's known as Floyd. He's 19 months old and owned by Lynn McGroty from Johnston in Scotland. And again, the most important win of his life today here at Crufts. Gorgeous little dogs, these Frenchies.
Now, last year they were the third most popular breed for registrations at the Kennel Club, and I can understand they're wonderful characters, independent, very affectionate. There we see the typical rise over the loin to a low set tail, lovely head and expression. That one is a brindle. Only 4 accepted colours: the brindle, the fawn, the pie, that's a brindle and white, or a fawn and white. They're the only 4 acceptable colours. Sadly,
The German Spitz Klein, or small as the word translates from German.
Another really good entry here of 96 for Judge.
and now the first of the German Spitz is on the table. It's the smaller variety. This one, Champion Longsdale's Dilemma. It's owned by Dale Francis and Gary Pearce from up in Middlesbrough. They've been very successful. They've won a group here before. This one, this brisk striding action, very typical of the German Spitz.
He really is insulated with this coat against all the weather can throw at him. It's a harsh outer coat with a thick undercoat. He's a high-set, well-curled tail and brisk movements, as you've said. They give him an air of importance that he really doesn't deserve.
And they come in all colours. Here, the solid black, but you can have them in party colour as well.
This is a larger version of the Klein that we've just seen. Mittels were judged today by Hazel Fitzgibbon.
This is the bigger version. This is the German Spitz Mittel, the middle-sized one. It's a bitch called Bonbon, 6 years old, owned by Siru Pajala and Timur Rantanen from Finland. So they've come a nice way for this. This is a world winner and has been had a European win in 2015 and 2016, and was the best here in Crufts 2016. So this is a big winning dog.
Examples virtually identical to the modern version of the Mittel can be seen as far back.
Now, the Klein Spitz and the Mittel Spitz share the same breed standard. It's only the size which differentiates them. The Mittel, the larger size we see here, between 12 and 15 inches.
The next breed we see is the Japanese Akita Inu. Judged today by Shiba Inu Clark, there was a good entry of 41 Akita Inus, and number 6537 was successful as the best of breed winner.
The distinctive head and ears of the Japanese Akita Inu. This is champion Taiku Goshunyu, and it's come all the way from Spain. We saw it also in the World Challenge, so it's had a very successful Crufts. Best of breed here as well.
And are naturally protective of their home and family. The Akita Inu is
And this breed was actually separated from the Akita in the UK in 2006, following the division of the two breeds in most other countries. He's probably closer to the type of dog that was bred in Japan rather than the Akita we see.
It is. It was the original type of Japan, rather lighter in bone, but again the same beautiful head and expression and sharp ears. And again, bright colours, very important. And this one, a red with the Eurasier markings, this white on the inside of the legs and chest.
Those lovely ears.
Messenger with an entry of 103. It was number 6619, the dog that Gillian chose as her best.
And here on the table, we've got a much smaller version. This is the Japanese Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu actually means small dog. This is owned by Michaela Dunhill Hall, and they've been very successful in the ring with this this breed. This one is 3 years old, a dog called Dragon.
Rabbits. The show in 19
developed in the 19th century in Japan when there were 3 different regions which had their own type of Japanese Shiba Inu. When the population went low, they combined to get the gene pool extended and built up.
Japanese Shiba Inu, best of breed, number 66.
Very nice, thick, dense undercoat, keeps him warm, helps him cope with the rain very efficiently.
This is the Japanese Spitz. Breed specialist Teresa Parham was the judge. It was a whopping entry of 102.
And now the Japanese Spitz. Champion Gianni, precious gift Kokumito. It's owned by Fiona Alston, Kennedy Bradley and Adele Bowen from Shropshire. This is a breed which comes only in white, and it comes down from the Samoyed and the other Spitz breeds from the north.
Developed in the 1920s and 30s in Japan. The breed was seen in Sweden in the
This little one is a 2-year-old dog. So won quite a lot actually. 13 CCs, 6 reserve CCs. Has had Group 2 in Bournemouth and Group 4 in Birmingham. So winning and a very smart Spitz type dog, as you were saying, Frank.
And we can see the Samoyed, one of its ancestors, in its type and its coloration. Very smart, brisk striding in lovely coat, which should be crisp to the touch.
Now we have the Keeshond, known as the Dutch barge dog. The Keeshond takes its name from the Dutch Jesuit Cornelius de Geesler, who was nicknamed Keys. This one is 11.5 months old, a very young dog called Flash, owned by David Peck and David Matthews. They live in Cambridge.
In 1926, the name was changed to Keys. It was in Holland in the 80s.
Now, this was a Dutch barge dog, and it was used to guard the barges. They're quite vociferous, Peter. They can bark. They like the sound of their own voices. And they come in shades of grey. And we'll see these lighter shadings in the coat. The harness markings over the shoulders there, this high set tail. And again, it's another one. It's of the Spitz family. Short, compact, and this tail carried over the back.
And again, a distinctive coat, which enables him to withstand most Arctic temperatures, and he'll take all the exercise you want to give him.
The spectacle markings round the eyes.
Joined the ranks of the utility group for its 3rd year, transferring from the Bulldog group in 2014. Bailey was our judge today.
Now, here we have a relative newcomer to the utility group. It's the Kooikerhondje. It's a Dutch national breed. And this one is cane-bred Onwapa Lukimi to Gunderheim.
It's easy for you to say.
I don't know about that. This is orange and white. It says that the orange colour represents the House of Orange in the Netherlands.
Another youngish dog, 21 months old, this called Zuri, come from South Staffordshire in England. Sarah Williams is the owner. And this is when this breed was in the gun dog group, but it doesn't hunt with the gun, does it? And that's why it's been brought into the utility group.
It's a decoy dog. It lures the ducks down the canals for the net. Yes, exactly. So it works silently. So it was taken away from the gun dog group. Those little black earrings on the ear are a breed feature. These black tassels on the ears.
And this very distinctive head belongs to a 6-year-old dog called Mitch, who's a Lhasa Apso, owned by, comes from Holland and in the Netherlands, Holland and the Netherlands, the same place, isn't it? And Mrs. S. Roberts was here bringing the dog from Holland.
First introduced into the United Kingdom in 1928.
This is one of the Tibetan breeds, and it was used as a companion for the monks in Tibet. And it's a breed which is credited with spiritual powers, bringing good fortune to its owners. It was known for some time as a talisman dog.
You wouldn't think, actually, to look at it, that they really will happily walk for miles over any terrain. It makes a really charming companion, a very attractive pet. Nice jaunty movement, which is distinctive.
Now, under that glamorous coat, there should be a hardy dog, capable of withstanding the extremes of climate in Tibet. Now, here is the miniature Schnauzer. It's Stedlin Avant-Garde, known as Avanti. She's 3 years old, and she's with her owner, Mia Egerstad from Italy. So it's a big winner. That pepper and salt coat, which should be crisp to the touch. The judge just feeling the texture of the coat. That's very important.
I think it's understood, isn't it, that this is a dog of German origin, derived from the Schnauzer and the Affenpinscher, perhaps. I suppose one can see that. Three sizes of Schnauzer, of course: the miniature, the standard, and the giant.
This is very free moving. It comes from a very successful kennel. Sturdy, should not be like a terrier. It's got more substance than a terrier. A good forechest, this slightly sloping top line from the withers to the tail.
And very strictly 3 colours: pepper and salt, black and silver. Those are its main colours.
And now we sometimes see them in white. The white is permitted now, but that's something of a rarity.
Now we've got the first of the poodles. This one is the miniature, owned by Miss Melanie Harwood from Blackburn in Lancashire. Regular appearing in this ring. We've seen Melanie here on many occasions. This is, there are 3 sizes of poodle, this being the miniature one, all with a wide range of beautiful solid colours. But we're seeing today all 3 are going to be in black.
Now this one, Minaret's best kept secret. Melanie here has won a group at Crufts. She's 3rd generation of poodle breeders, her mother and her grandmother, both very successful. Now very elegant, this long foreface, chiseled under the eyes, and again this long neck, short back, great carriage.
And of course, one reason why the judge needs to get his hands on a dog is when you see these wonderful coats, because you can't tell what's underneath them until you've actually handled them. But that looks magnificent.
That coat should be crisp to the touch. It's not a soft coat, the mature coat is crisp. And now it's the standard poodle. This is another female. It's Huffish Rave the Rhythm. It's a dog, sorry, it's a 3-year-old dog from Sweden. And it's come with breeder Charlotte Sundell and co-owned with Peter Palmedal.
The poodle, I suppose, is known to be a bit of a clown by nature. Its owners do get a lot of pleasure and amusement, but they've got to be incredibly skilled at presenting the dog. A highly presented breed. There's a tremendous amount of work goes into producing a dog in such fantastic condition.
The poodle was originally a duck retriever, and this trim that we see was functional. The hind quarters were clipped to help it with propulsive power through the water. The pom-poms went over the joints to protect it from the cold. The same with the pom-pom on the tail. It gave it a rudder and also protected it from the cold waters.
Although this is the cut we normally see them in, they don't have to be that. There's a lamb cut as well, isn't there, which is different. And here's the last of the poodles, another black one. This is the toy poodle. This one is owned by Natalie Mankova and Anna Stepkina. They come from St. Petersburg in Russia. Wonderful that they've come all this way to compete, and here they are with a dog on the table being judged in this group.
And if I'm not mistaken, Peter, I think we saw this in the World Challenge.
I think we did. I was looking over your shoulder whilst that was going on. I think you're right.
Anyway, only 21 months of age. Very stylish. This driving rear action usually uses hocks to drive him along. Again, the same standard, but in a different size. One of the challenges is to get the same quality and features in a miniaturized version, the toy version here.
Always called, of course, the French poodle, but to understand, really, they probably come from Germany originally.
Now, we have this Schipperke now, a Belgian barge dog. This one champion Skipdale Orlando, and he's testament to the lasting qualities of the breed. This one is 11 years of age. That's remarkable. Here with his owner Jan Mance from up in Driffield in Yorkshire.
Yes, this little dog called Ollie is breaking the CC record at Crufts this year, which is tremendous. It's another of the smaller Spitz breeds. This one originates from the canals of Belgium, where he guarded the barges, a bit like the Keeshond. At one time extremely popular with the shoemakers in his native Flanders.
And the word Schipperke means little skipper. He was like the boatswain of the barge, and a distinctive outline. He has this cape of longer hair over his neck and shoulders, and these little culottes on his back legs. Wedge-shaped head, brisk action. They are long-lived, as we see here, still very sound, fit and active.
Well, Billy here is a 4-year-old Schnauzer dog, and owned by Ian Moore, comes from Bridgewater in Somerset. We've seen the miniature Schnauzer, and this is the middle-sized member of that family. In America, it's known as the standard Schnauzer, and the home country for it is Germany, of course, where the standard version filled many roles. It was a ratter, a drover's dog, stock tender, and guard.
Utilitarian dog. They, as you said, they could be used for herding, but to keep the vermin down. Sometimes a little bit of pulling small carts. Again, that crisp pepper and salt coat.
Harsh and wiry.
Jenny Baker was the judge of Shar Pei today. Jenny had no true 57.
Now, the distinctive outline of the Shar Pei. It's champion Ashaway Ready to Rock. He's a 5-year-old dog, a big winner, and today, best of breed here. He's a best in show winner. Now, this is a Chinese breed. Those neat ears, slightly wrinkled head.
The breed's very easily recognised by their wrinkles.
This is a breed where the breeders have done great work for improving the health of the breed. When we first had them in this country, they were over-wrinkled, too much excess wrinkle, excess skin, which had bad effects on the eyes and eye rims.
Yes.
Now, much, much healthier.
Fortunately, the breeders weren't wedded to that look, and they've improved it immensely, and the dog has far fewer wrinkles, as we've said now.
Again, you see the rise in the top line. There is a slight rise from the withers to the hindquarters, and the tail curled over the back. It's a harsh, bristly coat, neat triangular ears. He's holding them a little bit apart there.
We're looking at the Shih Tzu now. This is Lisa, who is a 5.5-year-old bitch owned by Mrs. Sophie Paulsen. This is a dog that's come from Sweden as well. And the Shih Tzu, the roots of this breed are in Tibet, but actually it was developed in China, where these sort of dogs lived in the imperial palaces.
Now, this is a breed which should have substance to it. It may be seen superficially as similar to the Lhasa Apso, but it's heavier in the bone, a different head. This has a rounded skull, large eyes, a broad, short muzzle, and the tail should be carried over the back like a pot hook. Should have some lift over the back, and a weatherproof coat.
So these dogs weren't imported into the UK until 1931.
Now, the owner describes her as a stubborn princess, but she's had victory today. Now, here is a beautiful Tibetan Spaniel. This is champion Torfness Scarlet Fancy, and she's come all the way from Scotland, from Morrisshire, with her owner, Penny Smith, and it's her second best of breed at Crufts. She was best of breed here last year as well.
One of the first Tibetan breeds to reach the UK around about the turn of the last century, about 1900. a breed favoured by Tibetan monks and was brought to England by returning medical missionaries. It wasn't until after the end of the Second World War that the breed really came into its own here.
A beautiful breed. They're rectangular in shape, should have some daylight underneath them, so they've got some length of leg, only slightly bowed in the front. Beautiful quality here. Lovely example of breed type.
And they come in a great variety of colour as well.
And a long-lived breed, and great family pets and companions.
So, the last of the Terrier Best of Breed, the utility Best of Breed winners is the Tibetan Terrier.
Last dog in the utility group is the Tibetan Terrier. This is Kivi. He's a 3.5-year-old dog, and he's come from Germany with Sabine and Katja Pahut. And we're delighted to see them here. The Tibetan Terrier is not really a terrier at all. It's a herding dog, doubled as a guard for traders as they journeyed to and from China.
Our judge just looking at the feet of the Tibetan Terrier. That's a breed feature. They should be flat. They had to go on all sorts of surfaces, and they wanted a flat foot to help them to cope.
And I'm not sure that this dog wasn't also in the World Challenge as well.
It was indeed. Squarely built, a weatherproof coat, a strong skull and foreface, and a weatherproof coat.
This was a dog that succeeded not so much by size, but through the awe in which he was held, because it's believed to be the original holy dog of Tibet. And that's the full group. So Derek Smith taking a last look along the line. He's going to make his shortlist. What's he going to pick?
Give them a real good round of applause, because it's really hard to get through.
No.
Well, he will take a long look along the line here before he makes his pick, refresh the memory. You've done this many times, Frank. It's a nerve-wracking job.
And this is an important time, because he's reminding himself of the details he found underneath the coat. This is where he has to whittle down the group to his final 8 or so. So you're going to have to pick on fine details to separate the winners from the also-rans.
But all of these, of course, winners. They are the best of their breed in the utility group. And he's got to pick now a short list before he can whittle it down to find a group winner.
Taking his time, which is very important, and now we're going to see his choices for the shortlist.
Looks like he's going over to bring out the Akita first. Yes, it is.
The Akita comes out.
He likes the Akita.
And the French Bulldog.
And he loves the French Bulldog.
The Akita Inu comes forward. A long walk down to the Lhasa Apso. All three of the Poodles, yes.
Wow. Yep.
The strong breeds today, and the Shar Pei. And there.
And he's just picked his 8.
Well.
So those Poodles, all 3 of them getting a look in at this. They are spectacular, I have to admit.
Derek is a keen lover of Poodles. He likes them, and obviously the quality here is obviously excellent to have all 3 in the last cut. Now, the heat is on now for the places.
So 8 very splendid dogs that he's now going to move again. And we start with the Akita. This is the 3-year-old bitch, Chanel.
He'll be looking at strong rear action, using its hocks well.
And now, next he's got the very popular French Bulldog. This is 19-month-old Floyd, and he's showing off properly.
Full of determination and character. There's no phasing a Frenchie. Very good back end there.
And now it's the turn of the Japanese Akita Inu. This is Taiku, the 4-year-old dog from Spain.
Beautiful colours, a big winner all over Europe. Wonderful coach, excellent breed type. Just getting excited there.
And now we come across to the Lhasa Apso.
The very good top line and nice tail carriage. Clean skull and cheeks. From Blackburn, a miniature poodle.
And now we've got the miniature poodle coming out first. And this is the 2-year-old Frankie. And Melanie Harwood, as we've said, she's won the group before with her miniature poodles.
And the standard is from Sweden, from the famous Huffish kennel.
Yes, the standard poodle here.
Elegance in his carriage, this long neck, clean striding.
3-year-old Flash, perfectly named for a performance here in the ring. And now, last but not least of the poodles, we've got the toy. And this is the 20-month-old dog called Mr. Pitt.
And he's come all the way from Russia. 3rd in the World Challenge.
And just one to come, and here's our non-wrinkly or less wrinkly Shar Pei, 5-year-old dog called DJ.
And we can see there that's clean action, firm hocks without exaggeration of skin, and this rise to his top line.
So the boards have come out. And Derek knows precisely what he wants here.
He's now putting them into size order for going around the ring.
Yes, he's... Yes, this is an interesting thing. He wants to see them move again, and you put the largest dog first because it's likely to move fastest, and then the ones at the back don't get caught up and overtaken.
Short legs at the back, as we say.
Short legs at the back. And they are short as well. A little French Bulldog at the back. It's going to have a job keeping up with the Poodle, isn't it? But there goes the Akita, the standard Poodle.
This is where style and carriage might just sway the decision. Which one is asking to win tonight?
Japanese Shiba Inu, the miniature Poodle, the Shar Pei, the toy Poodle, the Lhasa Apso, and bringing up the rear, it's a French Bulldog. My word, what a lovely collection of utility dogs. And this will provide us with the 3rd of the finalists for Sunday night in the Best in Show competition. Who's going to go forward?
Now, where are your thoughts, Peter? From here, from the ringside?
From the ringside, it's hard to tell. I've got to say the Poodles look magnificent, but I rather like that Japanese Shiba Inu. But
the Akita Inu, a beautiful bitch, already a Best in Show winner and a group winner, and he's looking hard along the line at her.
Who is going to be the 3rd group finalist for that all-important Best in Show on Sunday?
Well,
last I've seen that the boards are there, he's going to make his decision. And it's going to be the miniature Poodle, is it?
It is indeed. Melanie Harwood, yes.
Melanie Harwood it is, yes. Well done, Melanie. The 2nd group here.
And in second,
the Akita.
the 3rd spot coming out next. He's looking thoughtfully. The toy Poodle takes 3rd place.
Poodle. Good day for the Poodles. And the Frenchie gets a look in at the end, little French Bulldog.
Very happy, happy Frenchie.
No question who is the winner, though. This miniature poodle owned by Miss Melanie Harwood from Blackburn in Lancashire. I believe her second group win with a miniature poodle. Her lovely animal there, 2-year-old dog called Frankie. Congratulations to Melanie. That's the winner of the utility group and goes forward to Sunday's competition. It's a magnificent trophy for the group, but possibly a better one to come on Sunday. You never know.
Well, hello, Melanie. What do you think of that? Crufts group winner.
I'm speechless. I'm so speechless, I can't believe it. I can't thank the judge, Derek Smith, enough. This is just an amazing feeling.
Now, you've been in dogs for over 30 years yourself. And so you're fairly young in the grand scheme of things, but your kennel has been going for a very, very long time. Have you ever won such a top award at Crufts?
Yes, I won the group here in 2006 with his grandfather. So yeah, this is quite special.
So keeping it in the family.
Oh yes, keeping it in the family.
Many congratulations, Melanie, and to your beautiful dog. This is your third group winner, everybody, to go forward to Best in Show on Sunday night.